Zulfi Bukhari is a former special assistant to Imran Khan. He joins me on the line now. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon.
Were you as unexpected by this? Were you as taken by surprise by this ruling as many others were?
Which one are we talking about? The illegal arrest
T-
or the bail?
Today, the bail.
Well, we're surprised, yes, because we thought that they're going to be pulling out 1,000 more tricks and more fake cases, which they did. Matter in fact, they tried to. Although he got bail immediately in the case that he was illegally abducted for, but he also had to go within the High Court to various different courts to get bails for different cases because he has about 130 plus cases on him, and different jurisdictions in Pakistan.
Mm.
So that's why he had to apply and get about 5, 6 different kinds of bail. Even bail we had to get for transport from Islamabad to Lahore, where he's residing at the moment. We have to get bail that he doesn't get arrested on the way. So it's broken up. So it was a surprise in that sense, but we were extremely pleased that at least in this right now in a sort of unlawful land where nothing legally is by the legal means or by the constitution is happening, at least the courts have held their own, and we're very proud and happy with that.
Well, I mean, for how much longer do you think? Because the Interior Minister has said that, if there's a need, Imran Khan will be arrested. The government will not give any relief to Khan. It sounds like they're pretty determined to put him behind bars.
Well, yes, that's that they are. But let me put it in a little bit more perspective. At the moment, he's been released maybe an hour or 2 hours ago. He still hasn't been able to leave the court. Now the police and the same interior minister's, forces who he's using as if it's his personal militia or something, they are not allowing Imran Khan to leave on security grounds. So now all of a sudden they're worried about his life.
Hmm.
Although the protests that are going on are peaceful protesters of Imran Khan's party, but they're not letting him out the gates at the moment, saying that we're worried about your safety. So you
Right.
can see what kind of joke is being played, because I'm worried now that although he's got bail, I have a feeling that they might just keep him in on grounds of saying it's not an arrest. We're just safeguarding him from people. And I have to add the amount of human rights abuse that is going on. There's videos all over the internet, albeit it's not working well here in Pakistan, but it's working very well abroad. 20 police officers beating one innocent man up, peaceful protesters being shot. We
Mm.
have around 47 people who have been directly shot dead. No one is talking about it. No one's mentioning it.
Well, let's talk about that now, because it does feel as if the country is on a knife edge. The tensions are really, dangerously high. Um, Imran Khan has called on people to gather in support. Presumably, you and he would also urge supporters to contain their anger.
Absolutely. Imran Khan said it yesterday in court. We've said it. All leadership has said it in their tweets, in their messaging, in their speeches. That yes, we want people to come out. Absolutely, we want people to stand by. What are we asking them to do? To stand for the law, by the law. That's all. We don't want any harm done to any individual, any forces, any kind of agitation. We don't want any destruction or demolition of any public property. So absolutely, look, we must remember, Imran Khan has been doing politics for about 27 years now. And he's one person that promotes peace, not only internationally in wars, but he also has always kept everything peaceful, despite in the last 12 months enjoying an overwhelming, powerful street support. But wherever he's found conflict, he's turned around and said, I don't want people to get injured. So a non-peaceful protest has never been part of our political ethos.
So, would you acknowledge that the tensions are at possibly the highest level for years? I mean, how would you characterize the situation there at the moment?
Okay, let me characterize it for you. I believe tensions are, extremely high. The temperature is very high, but I believe that the good news, if I'm looking at the silver lining, that the temperature is between two people. Imran, as he stated, Imran Khan and probably the head of our army. We don't believe that there's any hatred in the people for the army institution. I think that's being dragged into it due to personal egos, but I don't. But we need to find a fix to this. If it's not sitting down on the same table, and the most popular man ever to exist in Pakistan's history, and someone of the level of the chief of the army staff, there's not going to be a solution, because the other political parties are irrelevant. They have no say. Neither are they liked, or do they have any popular vote, nor do they have a policy. They've taken the country to close default in the past 12 months.
And I mean, I should just ask, the officials obviously say that Mr. Khan has unlawfully sold state gifts during his premiership. I'm assuming you maintain that all those charges are utterly without merit.
Look, I'll explain it to you. Basically, when you travel abroad, all of us, when we're in cabinet positions, sometimes, in particular in the GCC, there's a trend of giving gifts. Now, when they give you a watch, you come back to your home. When you come back to your office, your PS, or for the Prime Minister's case, the military secretary asks him that we're putting the watch into the government treasury. If you like to purchase it, the law of the treasury is that whoever is gifted to is allowed to buy it for an X percent. When we came into power, that percentage was 20, and Imran Khan said that's not enough to go into the treasury, increased it to 50%. So anyways, he paid whatever at that time, what the lawful amount was, he paid it to the treasury.
Right.
Once you pay it to the treasury, that watch or that item becomes your ownership. That's your asset. He can gift it to you. He can sell it. He can destroy it. He can wear it. He can do whatever he wants with it, because his belonging. And don't forget, he has declared it in his asset liability sheets. He has declared it as he has paid capital gains tax on it.
Yeah.
He has declared it in his taxes. So it's his ownership. And he has it. And every single prime minister has done the same. The only ones that have done illegal stuff is Nawaz Sharif and Asif al-Zardari, who purchased cars. And in the same law, it says antiques and cars are not allowed to be purchased, will always remain with the government.
Okay, no, we haven't got anyone here to respond to those allegations, clearly. But let me just ask you briefly and finally, given that 7 leaders of Khan's PTI party have been arrested, just stand back a minute and tell me what you think the implications are for Pakistan and for democracy there.
Look, I think democracy is being, even choked I think is too soft of a word. There cannot be any democracy in Pakistan without Imran Khan at the moment, because he's overwhelmingly popular. And, I say this as someone from PTI, but also from an arm length away. Imran Khan has always been popular, but he's never been this popular. And after this arrest, even more popular. So there is no democracy without it. But what kind of democracy would anyone want to have when you've got a puppet government who hasn't been elected by the people? You've got internet. There's no internet for the last 3-4 days. International media is barely allowed to cover anything except what they're doing, which we're very grateful for, from outside. From within, national and international media is not allowed in. Right. YouTube is closed down. So what kind of democracy are we talking about here?
Zulfi Bukhari, I'm sorry to have to end it there. It's fascinating stuff. Thank you very much for joining us. Zulfi Bukhari there, former special assistant to Imran Khan.